Neil found a new place to live and his life was back on track. However, God seemed to be playing a trick on him. The radio station where he worked went bankrupt. Neil was very upset. He didn't know if he could face despair again. He picked up a notebook and wrote on the paper, "God, why is this?" God certainly wouldn't answer him. At this time, a female colleague called and said that her husband bought a small house and found a new job. If Neil needed help, he could call her. Neil was completely fed up. He took out his anger. Unwilling to give up, he wrote down all his doubts. He questioned God, but he answered himself. He encouraged himself with the identity of God. Unknowingly, his self-questioning and self-answering had become a book. The female colleague liked it very much after reading only one chapter. Neil's female colleague said that if she needed to try to publish it, she would help print it out. Neil was very grateful. After the female colleague printed out what he wrote and sent it to a small publishing house, the reply he received was a very official rejection. Neil knew that the publishing house had not read it at all. He was angry and wrote back directly, "If you have the guts, just look at any page in the book." The next day he received a call. The boss of the publishing house called in person. His book was successfully published. 20,000 copies were printed and sold out quickly. At this time, a large company knew the business opportunity and wanted to buy the copyright of the book. As Neil's partner, the boss told him to keep calm. During the formal negotiation, the large company offered a price of $1 million. Neil wanted to agree immediately, but his partner stopped him in time, and the purchase price was negotiated to $1.5 million. Later, the book was translated into 37 languages, with a total sales of more than 13 million copies. Neil became a great writer, and he immediately thought of the female colleague who had helped him. She paid him a large sum of money and invited him to be her assistant. He also prepared some money to give to the two elders, but unexpectedly, the park camp was cleared and there was no one here. Late at night, Neil came to the street where he was homeless. He saw the humble self he once was. However, it was this past that created his present. The movie ends here. This is a movie adapted from real experience. Everyone has experienced desperate situations, and they must have questioned God and themselves. But what is the answer? Only they know. What kind of life a person will live is not determined by God, but created by themselves.